want to fillet you today, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Unless it's for tomorrow. Then no. But, you know, whatever. First. How's it going? Trying to cut customer's order first. How's it going today? It'd be really nice if I had text to speech like in my chat. So that way I don't have to keep looking up at the phone. What's going on, man? I'm up in Alaska. This is Alaskan halibut. Cutting for a customer. This is how you cut the bones out of it, so you guys came just in time. I'm trying not to be loud, so there's no like, you know, I'm not being disruptive to my coworkers. But the first pin bone starts at the very first rib cage. You start on the thick side, and this goes for almost all fish. Start right just before it. You want to follow the bones down to the skin, move the thickness, curve the knife around. Get the belly out. That's it. Oh, a little bit more. There's little parasites in here. I'm doing okay. What's going on, everybody? This guy wants this in 1.5 pound portions, so I'm just gonna cut these, each one of these into 4 quarters. Each one of these is going to weigh about the same. So they're not going to be that different. And then these are going to get vacuum packed later. So that way the guy can take them on a plane or wherever the hell he's going. Stuck in a bone here. Well, that was done. I'm still trying to work this out. That did not happen either. Sorry about that. I'm going to stir it off of here. A couple of bones attached to it. I was getting caught on those. I'll answer questions in just 1 second. I like to finish what I'm doing before I start doing something else. Same thing on the other side, we just cut around those things. Those are thickness, and that down to the first parasite. There's still parasites here. Get rid of a little bit of belly liner. Yeah. There you go. More parasites in there for you. This is Alaskan halibut. Thanks. Thank you very much. How's it going, everybody? Yeah, this is pretty cool. I'm really happy that people are really starting to support the channel. It gives me an excuse to keep my knives sharp. Not just possibly work at a dead-end job or whatever. I want to be able to propel my career into the stratosphere. Let's put these away now. All right, now we can start on the next one. Olive oil. Flip it. It's really not hard to get these off. Like the bones in these aren't super hard. Yeah, these are pretty nice fish. We don't have a lot of these left, so it's nice that we're getting nice fish right now. They're just a little expensive. I am cutting more halibut later. I will show you a different way to cut halibut that is more suited for really giant fish, like 60 pounds and up, because those ones are kind of unmanageable when you're handling whole fillets, like how I'm handling here. That table kind of sucks. Like this. Oh. Now you get to see some bigger worms. Yeah. That's just how it is. Oh, the coelacanth is a prehistoric fish. Of course we do. I mean, if you think about it, alligators are kind of a prehistoric fish. They'll swim across oceans. How do you think we have crocodiles here? That one didn't come on really easily. I mean, sharks are still a prehistoric creature. Shit. All of them are. A lot of them, pretty much.
5
Okay. Just splash myself in the face of water there real quick. I bet the saltwater crocs taste pretty good. I want to eat those. I've had gator before, but I've never had crocodile. And I bet they taste a little bit different. Because gator tastes like, I want to say prehistoric chicken. Gator's one of my favorite foods to eat for living in the South, that's for sure. See? That's what you want your bones to look like. You can see through it. See my hand through it? You can see the color of my glove. That's what you want. Love that sound. That's half the reason why I do it. Come on. My co-worker was making fun of me there for a second. Oh boy. Give me 1 second, I'll look at the chat. Here's one. I like to, like I said, finish what I'm doing first, and then I like to stop and do what I'm doing. So I'll stop and do something else. Go in there. And there we go. Well, it might be a little bit fishier, but not that much fishy. Not that fishier. Because, alligators are probably eating fish all the time. So, they're apex predators. They're going to take out whatever they want. Like a bear, they're not gonna give a fuck most of the time. Especially a polar bear, they're not afraid of anything. Yeah, I'm just cutting this for a customer's order. Move on to something else. This will get saved for something. It needs to get tossed in the trash. That was Alaskan halibut. I was cutting that fish for an order, and now I'm gonna cut some other stuff. So bear with me, I gotta keep washing my stuff off. But I gotta wash this with hot water. That way I can get it nice and clean. No flavors are getting mixed around. Sorry, it's kind of loud. Let's go to something bright colored. That's Alaskan rockfish. It's called a yellow eye. But yeah, these are really good. They're in the same family as grouper and snapper. The heads are a lot sharper than most of those. They got a bunch of really sharp stuff around their eye holes, their gills, their fins are not too bad. They're not super sharp, but they're still pretty bad. These things are really old. Like this is probably a 50-year-old fish. I like to cheat these if I can, just like you would grouper. Oh, I just dropped on the floor. All right, well it's not a big deal. There's no market for these. I used to do this for myself. A little throat cheek there. There's no bone in there. That's a really good little bit of meat to eat. Everybody that's watching, please like the stream. Come on. Cut around the head. Got the armpit. The skin on these is pretty rough, and there's a lot of small random bones in there, so you gotta get caught on them sometimes. Looks pretty good, right? How's it going, everybody? Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of parasites in these anyway. Now time for one of my favorite parts. Break the head off. Make sure the gill plate makes an arrow down towards the table. You can use your knife to add a little bit more leverage, and you basically twist it and press down. That pop noise. See? This comes off pretty easy. You don't have to overcomplicate this. I like to split the belly open. These fish are pretty messy because they're usually whole round. And I gotta wash this a lot. I gotta wash this a lot while I cut rockfish because I don't want the gut juice to get all up in everything. Do fish have souls? Yeah, probably. If they had feet, they sure as hell wouldn't. Start from the head, go to the tail. Get your knife all the way through the spine. Sorry, it's kind of hard to see that. Make sure you can see the spine when you're cutting all the way down. Put your knife over the spine. You're basically doing a motion like this. Expose the tail, we'll release the tail. You cut to where you can see the pin bones. Pin bones are right there. Break the pin bones and try not to hit your tripod. Cut around the rib cage. Make sure you angle your knife into the bone so you're not cutting into the meat. Once you have the belly released, find the top parts of where the anal fins are, cut on top of them, do that same motion again. Stupid thing. I hate this thing. And that's a pretty much perfect rockfish fillet. I cut the edge of the belly off just before I skin it, and then I leave the liner on. With the tail of the head. This side's a little easier because you can really dig into the fish and not have to worry about cutting through it. And you use the same thing, use the other side but backwards. Now it's a little bit different motion, but like I said, you can make the table, keep the belly flat, you can make the table do the work for you. I messed up there a little bit, that's fine. A little bit off of there. A little bone off of there. And that's done. Set this on that. Whenever you skin fish, always clean your table. Thank you, Discover. Yes, the water bill is definitely high. That's not my problem. My problem is making the fish look perfect and the customer happy, and hopefully make it through the day without absolutely hating what just happened. But come on, there's 100 and something people there's 100 and something people watching. Please like the stream, everybody. Like the stream and subscribe. I really want this really to take off. I'm almost at 1,000 subs. That's right. That little white bit right there, that's fine to have. That's just where the skin was connected. A little bit of belly liner, use the same kind of knife. This one's really flexible. See, like that. Just skim the edge, just skim it off real easy. Oh, little worms in there. Little ringworm in there. It's very common, that's common in all bottom feeding fish. Another one. Okay. Straighten that line off, straighten that line off. It looks a little funny, but sometimes that's what you gotta do. How's everybody's day going? Please, thank you. Please do it. I'm not sorry I can't read all the questions because I have to pay attention to what I'm doing. I don't care if anybody makes fun of me if I make a mistake on camera. I know what the hell I'm doing. That's good. I have no problem putting myself on the spot when it comes to cutting fish. Thank you. Like and subscribe, please. I'm almost to 1,000 subscribers. I'm almost there. All right. Now we went from a pretty fish. Let's go to an ugly fish. This is lingcod. I sharpen my knives every day. I gotta use them. I gotta use them all the time. I use a sharpening machine, and this is a diamond steel. This is a fun fish to cut if they're good to eat. Sometimes the meat in these can be blue, and that's because of a naturally occurring chemical compound called biliverdin. It's really cool. Cut the collars off. These fish can be really soft and jiggly, so they can move a lot on you. Sometimes a bone is connected. What's up, man? I'm actually not clocked in. I'm in the middle of something right now. I'm not clocked in. All right, cool. Homeboy Molly came by. These are kind of heavy, but there's a lot of meat inside of these. You should really try and eat them. It's pretty good. Everybody that's watching the stream, please and thank you, like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. I really want to get monetized before I have to get surgery. I gotta get neck surgery. I'm gonna have a neck brace on for about 6 weeks. All right, go from tail to head. This fish, you gotta make sure you hold it in the right angle. If you can't, you have to basically do an angle like this. You can't do a straight angle on it. So, like, yeah. Anyway, make sure it's at the right angle. Just like all the other fish. The scales on these aren't very hard, but you just gotta worry about running into lots of small bones, like I was just doing there. But sometimes these fish can have kind of a weird color to them. That's just how cod is. Blood permeates the meat very easily and becomes discolored. Sometimes you get caught on that little cluster of head bones there, which is no big deal. Yeah. This is the easiest part. I mean, you can just... I just did that with one hand. And the table is moving on. And it changed the way. Yeah, right? Anyway, sorry about that. I had to put a different glove on. But yeah. This is a pretty satisfying fish to cut when they're really easy, when they're really nice. All right, cool. Where do you, what kind of, where's the market that you're located at? You don't have to say the company name. I'm not going to ask you for that. Because they're obviously not, they're probably not paying you for advertising. Yeah, this is Pacific Alaskan ling cod. Go from tail to head now. Make sure you angle your knife into the bones, so that way you're not cutting into the meat. You're getting all the meat off the bone, not leaving meat on the bone. Over the spine. It's kind of hard to see a lot of this stuff. I do have a little bit better explanation on my channel if you want to see that. I have a YouTube video on how to sorry, I'm getting caught on these things. I have a video on how to cut ling cod. You're going to notice that the spine on these actually sounds a lot different than the spine on the spine on halibut. It's more of a crack, not so much a pop. Wow. My knife's starting to get dull somehow.
Yes, me.
I know, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
All right, now skin it. Salted cod's good. You mean I know about bacalao. Sometimes I go to the Bravo supermarket when I lived in the South, and I'd buy the bacalao in the bags. I just eat it out of there. Yeah, I like using this technique I call the shimmy. Last stream I was like going shimmy, 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 shake. So I was always no shaming, turn it over and checking it, see if you missed a little bit of skin here, like I did. The thing about this is I'm going to be trimming this off the other side. Not all of it, but some of it. So I don't have to worry about it, because I line it up like that, like this, you don't have to take the extra step of taking all that skin off. Yeah, there's a little bit here, but that's enough. There's nothing wrong with that. I'll show you a close up of the next one. Cut down to the skin off the tail. Make sure the skin stays flat and you pull it back. Shimmy the knife back and forth in tandem. There's a little bit of skin that's like, you know, a film of meat on the skin. That's nothing. No big deal for that. Well, if I were to put the fish back in the water and not hurt it, that would actually be more animal cruelty because it's already been harvested. Therefore, it is more disrespectful to the animal than to do what I'm doing now, which is turn into something ugly to something that's beautiful and delicious. So, if you think I'm hurting the animal, that's your problem. Besides, I didn't catch it. It was already dead when it came into the store. Yeah. It's really nice looking meat, that's for sure. A little bit of brown on the bloodline is not a big deal. No, this fish definitely cannot be. I would never recommend eating any type of bottom feeding fish sashimi style. Some people eat halibut poke and halibut sushi, but I think that's disgusting. King salmon. One of these fish, this fish is probably about $300. This is red king. There's kings with red meat, and then there's kings with white meat. This obviously has red meat. I might have to sharpen my knife here in a second. I don't know what happened to the edge of it. But split that off. Those collars are really good to eat. They're like the collars off of red salmon. Oh, 6 bass in your pond, that's dope. Oh, yeah, that one, the halibut that I'm cutting in this are gonna be like $150 each at least. But yeah, there's white king and red king. Anyway. Scrape the slime off your fish. Don't try and rinse it, because you're just gonna make more slime. It's gonna make it more slippery. Start from the head, go to the tail. There's a line that you want to follow right here. It's kind of imaginary up to here, so you kind of just have to draw it. There's a ridge that you want to stay above. That's basically your main goal. You just gotta be really careful. All the way through the spine. Now that I know I'm on that, go to the tail. I see that I've, it's hard to see that. I see that I've cut all the way down to the bone here. I'm gonna break the pin bones and then I'll do a little technique I go around the rib cage with. So break some of the pin bones because they're small. You don't need to break all of them. I'll press down and I'll curve the knife. So that way I'm in between the belly down here with the knife sticking out right there, and my hand is across it. So I hold it like that. I also do this with a lot of momentum, so that's why it's harder to get started halfway through. You want to just go down and angle your knife a little bit into the bones, but not too hard, because then you're going to break through the tail, or break through the rib cage. Keep your knife on top of the anal fin. Keep your knife angled all the way down like that. Oh, we get bad. I mean, you see bad fish frequently in the fish house. And that's one side. That's not bad. I never expect myself to be perfect with any fish I cut. Okay, let's trim this a little bit. Everybody, please like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to the stream. I need to get monetized as soon as possible, so that way I can get my neck surgery done. So that way I'm not dealing with nerve pain in my arm anymore, because it's really starting to bother me. I have to take gabapentin every single day, and I don't want to have to take that shit anymore. But yeah, that's real salmon. If you, oh, all right, Haas. I don't care what you say. Got a white thing after that. Well, this is the other side. Score the tail. You make mistakes like that sometimes. Break through that. You can also grab the spine if it's too slippery. Yeah, I need a sharper knife. I don't know what happened to it. Whatever, it's okay. That's always fixable. When that sits on another fillet by tomorrow, you're not going to notice it. Yeah, my knife's dull. That's what it is. I can't even cut through the skin on this shit. Ugh. One second, everybody. That's a little better. All right. This is White King. Oh, I've cut this thing I don't know how many times. Anyway, oh, that feels better. This king has white meat. This is the same fish, but it has white meat. The reason for that is because this has a genetic defect that doesn't absorb the pigments of krill and shrimp, which are the main food sources around here. Now, this one's really slippery. Oh, that cuts so much better. Yep, big difference. Does that look like a rookie does that? Toss. You don't see me stressing about any of this. Doesn't bother me. Please, everybody, like the stream. Like the stream, subscribe. I wish I had more time to film videos, but I just haven't. I got a lot of stuff going on. I got responsibilities I got to take care of. That's not a big deal. But I'm also working a little bit extra overtime at work because we're short on people here. But that's fine. As long as people don't give me a problem, it's all good. Yeah, you can get a nice close look at it. Come on, let's get to 50 likes, please. The thing about, I pat fish and paper But in a commercial setting, you don't have time to do that. Yeah, in a commercial setting, you don't have time to do that, and also that's just a lot of extra cost and labor. Well, not a bunch. It's not a lot of labor, but it adds up. Really, it's just salmon that's super slippery. Now we've got a halibut. How slippery is this? Well, I just don't need to. I'm really not worried about it, because if I can slow down when I want to. I can also speed up when I want to, you know? Whoops. I just cut through the fish there. Well, this halibut looks like shit. You guys get to see a milker. The meat is still edible, but it looks like shit. So a lot of the time we're gonna set these off to the side for frozen stock, because after you freeze it, it changes color a little bit and it lightens up. It looks a little bit better. I just did that by accident, but whatever. I don't really care. It's not that big of a deal. I'm still gonna cut this in half. I look at the chat. Thanks. The cut job's nice, but the fish itself kind of sucks. Like whenever I'm cutting these, I never expect them to come out looking anywhere near perfect, because the fish isn't perfect. You can't expect shitty fish to come out perfect ever. Even with this being kind of a shitty fish, you know, still got meat off of it. Don't worry about that. Thanks for calling me a rookie, Hoss. Whatever, I don't really care. Anyway. This one I'm going to do bone out as skin on flesh, because the meat looks like hog shit. Eventually I will be in a rush, because I want to go home, because I'm not clocked in right now. But I'm cool with that. That's my choice. Alright. So on to something else. It's funny how I get hate comments sometimes. People call me a rookie. But at the same time, I'll get customers saying I'm not supposed to cut salmon like that, and I'm just like, alright. I'm just like, alright, who wrote the rules? Plus, I don't even have a squeegee over here now, I think about it. Let's do something colorful. How's it going? No. No, I'm not mad. You can see my face, I got a grin on my face actually. It's funny. Throat meat out of there. Dip it. Armpit. Oh, it's not through. That off, cheek it again. Really good fish nuggets. There's no bones in that. They just get, when they get big, they get a little bit stringy. These come off relatively easily. Oh yeah, I go fishing all the time. I live stream while I go fishing too. This one's not that gross, so I'm not worried about it. funny how sometimes these fish can be really nasty on the inside, and then the meat's wonderful. Other times the inside's not gross at all, and then the meat looks like shit. Cut around the rib cage. Sometimes you make the mistake of getting too close to the skin. Problem with these fish is the bellies are really thin, so a lot of time you cut the bellies off anyway. So I'll manage that later. I'll show you how to fix mistakes. You make a lot of mistakes cutting fish no matter what skill level you're at. But the difference is what separates me from someone who's an amateur is I know how to fix it. Do the other side. Oh yeah, I eat fish heads. Salmon heads are my favorite. Rockfish heads are all right, but they're only really good for soup, and they're kind of hard. They're kind of hard to manage because just because of how hard they are, how hard all the bones are. It's in the same family as grouper and snapper, so the bones are gonna be pretty damn hard. That's why we call them rockfish up there, I guess. What's up, man? Sorry, I'm in the middle of something. I'm not clocked in right now. You have to come back a different time. I know, but I'm not working right now. I'm doing something else for myself. You have to come back a different time. Yeah, I'm serious. No, I'm serious. I'm not clocked in right now. Just can you give me a call tomorrow? Yeah, sorry. What? Yeah, I'm working tomorrow afternoon. One of my old customers, he bothers me sometimes, but I need to do things I need to do. What? I'm cleaning some rockfish, but it's only fillets. Yeah, but we're not selling it right now. You gotta get what's in the case, man. Byproducts, most of the time we're gonna sell them, but it's really late in the day right now, so we're not keeping most of them. Fish. Okay. Sometimes this happens, and a little bit of skin comes off with the meat. Oops. Only thing you need to do to fix that, trim it. A little worm here. Take that out. Almost there. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's part of the reason why I made this channel, because I want people to learn. I want people to learn how to cut fish, but not like in some, I don't know, vanilla ass way that most people teach you how to do on YouTube. And I'll see a lot of these people, they're fishermen, but they're not fish cutters. Like, there's no offense to any of them, but like, I've been doing this for a lot of people, for a lot of chefs, for a lot of years. I know what I'm doing. I've basically cut fish that nearly millions of people have eaten over the years. After it's all said and done for how much fish I've done. Русы силы. Я никогда. My knives are actually quite cheap. I buy both my knives. This is Red King salmon, by the way. I buy this knife I have is about 45 bucks. The other one's about 70. And I've been using these for I don't know how many years. And I'll go through about 2 of these a year and about 1 of those a year. Or 1 of those a year, excuse me. What's that? Easy. Big tuna. Biggest tuna I ever cut was 300-pound bluefin. Not on camera, but just at work. This is years ago. Normally I don't cut tuna, so I don't handle a lot of it, but I've been handling a little bit more of it here at work. When you cut salmon, you're not going to get absolutely everything, but just do your best. The point is you want to get the spine out as easily and the most, I don't know, least stressful way for the meat as possible. And make sure you get all the little fins and stuff off of there. I wish I had better light in here. Yeah, I know. RIP fish. Awesome, right? Sorry, I had the little moderator thing on. I've been wanting to turn it off, but I've been very forgetful lately. Oh my God. I told you. What was that? What? I don't know. I'm doing this for myself. It's a side thing I'm doing. Yeah. Huh? No, I'm not. I'm not doing something for profit. This is something different. Don't worry about it. But this will be available to purchase tomorrow. What's that? All right. Well, you'll have to talk to them because I'm not clocked in right now. I have a lot of fish at home. Like, I don't need any more of it right now. No, he's being too persistent. All right. There's some on the rack here if you want it. I have a couple fillets back here done. Damn. I was trying not to put my finger into it. White King. I love this shit. All right, 50 likes. Can we get to 100? Come on. I know we can get to 100. Like this stream if you can't cut fish. If you can't cut fish better than me. No, that's a stupid way to put it. I don't want to be a pretentious dickhead like some people are. It's a really beautiful fish. You can always tell it's a king by the black dots on it, all the way down the back. Salmon's kind of a weird fish because the bones are hard and soft at the same time. I don't know. Yeah, the fish are really slippery. I need to wash my glove too. Grab the spine. Just push your knife right into the spine like that if you can't hold on to it. See? That was the second side. That little bit right there, that's nothing. That's gonna cook out. Don't worry about that. Salmon bones are brittle enough to where you can boil them down and eat them. A lot of people do that with spines up here. They'll feed it to their dogs or they'll eat them themselves. Or they'll barbecue them and call them like salmon ribs. I leave the bellies on because it's all edible. It's good. This is it's not a small one, it's a medium size. It's not super small. I got ones that are smaller. This king is way smaller. Still king. Got all the black dots on it. Nah, I wouldn't say I'm digging in too far. There's no such thing as saving too much meat. Not in the fish world, there isn't. There's no such thing as saving too much meat. There's such thing as losing too much. That's for sure. Just a little bit off. These things are actually really good to eat. They're like, yeah, they're basically the, oh yeah, that sucks. I mean, there's Canadian farm-raised salmon, but that stuff's weird. I don't like it. These are wild Alaskan kings, but these are like the drumsticks of the salmon world. Yeah, one side. My hand keeps slipping. Sometimes the little cracks in the meter there. Sometimes your fault, sometimes it's there. Sometimes it's somebody else's fault. It's whatever. Can't criticize somebody for making one mistake or several. Only time you can do that is if you can do better than them. That's fine. But never forget that nobody's perfect. Especially those that are teaching you. How's it going, everybody? If this is the first time you ever watched my stream. We're kind of getting started, but we got a little bit more to go. Well, we got quite a bit to go, actually. Just washing everything up. Alright. Now that we had a couple of pretty fish, let's do something ugly. Lingcod. Oh, you can buy these on Amazon if you want. Cut the collar off. The fish is kind of round, so you gotta be careful how you're handling it. Sometimes they'll cut this very top that they're pulling off of here. Just like cut through the spine. It's pretty easy to see it. The bones in these aren't super hard. Please, everybody like the stream. Everybody like the stream and subscribe. Head the tail. Most people cut through the rib cage. I try to cut around it, but you know it's not always perfect.
Can I ask you a favor?
Uh-huh.
Before you go off and you throw the garbage.
Yeah, I do it.
Get in your van.
Now we're going to go tail the head. I know, right? I've been around the fish house since I was a little kid. Like I kind of just grew up basically in diapers in the fish house. I didn't really start cutting fish until my early 20s. Around the time that I needed to figure out how to make more money, and that was the first option because I figured it looked fun, and it is. A little bit of meat lost there, but it's not a big deal. 0.01%. Thanks, Hirschberg. I appreciate it. Well, every fish is similar, but they're all equally different. You can't handle two fish exactly the same, even if they're in the same family. Because if they have two different scientific names, two different colors, even two different head sizes, they're still going to be a little bit different. Like like Mexican grouper and domestic red grouper. They're both under the same. They're both under the same Latin name, but they're almost different fish in some ways. I eat fish pretty much every day. I eat a lot of raw fish, whether it be at home or at work. But I eat a lot of everything. Shim that, skim it off real thin. Plus, I love how satisfying a lot of this stuff is. That little white membrane, that's fine to have on there. Please, everybody like the stream. This is awesome. I love it. I love all you guys. Well, to a degree, of course. I'm not gonna, just throw words out there. I wish I was more entertained, but I like focusing on what I'm doing. I just have to shut up and cut fish, you know what I'm saying? Unless I'm, shooting shit with the guy next to me. I caught that little bit because it looked a little gross. Don't ever have cod for sushi or any bottom feeding white fish. Everybody's got their own way to do it, but every way I cut fish is the easiest way and the best way I've found to do it for myself. But I'll give you an example on the next fish. I'll show you a different way to cut salmon. Here's where the white came. Now, scrape it. Some people leave the collars on for this. I don't. I mean, they just get in the way. Cut that off. Lay it back on the dry bit. Scrape it. And then some people, what they'll do is they'll start it from the inside of the belly like this. Clean salmon like the cod. Oh, okay. I'll clean salmon like cod. It's similar, but it's not. Just watch. It's similar, but it's not. This is how you cut salmon. It's similar, but it's not. You gotta make sure you're not too far down, or else you're gonna cut through the fish. Touch the spine. Break the very first couple of pin bones. Take the knife, press down, curve it around, and then run it like that. See how clean that is? You don't cut two fish the same. That is not the same cut. If you think you can cut salmon like cod, you can't do that. That's not how it works. You don't cut haddock like you cut like you cut largemouth bass. They're nowhere near the same fish. You don't cut halibut like you cut tuna. Even though you can cut big halibut like you cut tuna. The other side. Yep, white king. People are amazed by the fishmonger, but companies don't want to ever pay the fishmonger anything worth a damn. So this is why I want to do YouTube, because I want to be able to educate people on their fish choices. Like I want to be able to do consumer advice, proper equipment that you actually need to cut fish that's not loaded with a bunch of sponsors or a bunch of hidden ads and stuff. I want to be able to do fishing challenges, fish cutting challenges. I want to be able to do all kinds of stuff. And the sooner I can get monetized, the sooner I can start growing all that. The sooner I can get monetized, the sooner I can start doing all that fun stuff. Wait, did I get sidetracked? Yes, I did. The place I work for does sell the fish, but I don't sell the fish. But, well, I sell fish, but I don't profit from selling the fish. I just work here. Didn't I want to show you guys cut a different type of salmon? Thank you very much, everybody. Please, everybody, like the stream. I want to get up to 100 likes on this one. The extra bits, a lot of the time, we're going to try and sell them, but it's really late in the day, so we're not going to sell any of them. The cheeks, I'm going to be taking those home. I'll just cut this fish real quick, then we'll go back. I'll go show you guys a different way to cut salmon. These things are really good to eat. They're like little fish nuggets. Come on, 70 likes, come on. I want to get to 100. Cut around the head. I cut the throat out of this, but it's really small. Not a big deal. Stab the armpit, up through the throat, around the head again. The cheek, this side has a hole in it, so I'm not going to bother. Point the arrow down towards the table. Pop it, pull it. It's really easy to get this stuff off of here. You don't have I see some people struggling like they're trying to pull Excalibur out of the rock from, you know, King Arthur. Just, I'm not worried about it. Oh no, there's drains in this facility that I'm in, so I don't have to worry about overflow and stuff. Like this. At the very end of this stream, we're going to be doing a different type of salmon that you guys have not seen me do yet. Now, the more people subscribe and like the stream, the faster I can cut. Well, you know, to some degree. I'm not going anywhere close to being as fast as I normally would be, but it's whatever. Sockeye? Correct. It is sockeye, but it's not just any sockeye. They're what's known as Copper River Reds. They're basically the reddest of the reddest sockeye that you can get. And I'm cutting only new fish this time. The skin fish, you want to basically cut your knife down to the skin to where they separate like that. 70 likes, awesome. Let's see if we can get up to 100, come on. Separate it down to the skin like that. You basically want to move the knife back and forth, and shimmy the skin like this. Last stream we got 300. So let's see if we can get past that. A little bit of belly liner is not much. Trim that off. Line your line up. And that's the other side. A little bit of white stuff, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah, sockeye is probably, they all have, every type of salmon has their own quality and they have their own uses. But sockeye is definitely the best tasting, and then there's king. King and then silver and then chum and pink. That's fine. Sometimes these bellies are not worth it. You just gotta cut them off. It's not a big deal. Okay. I have a nitrile allergy, so I have another glove under this glove, and then I have the cutting glove for grip and protection. Oh, what the hell? Okay, that was weird. This hose is trying to deteriorate, so that's probably why it's happening. Sorry about that. That was pretty unsightly. Yeah. You can do it that way. There's a few different ways. There's a few different ways to do that. Ooh, I just bent over and my Achilles heel and my foot's hurting. All right, I'm going to show you guys the other way to cut salmon that I was telling you about. Cut the collars off. Scrape it. Scrape it. Flip it. And you're gonna cut on top of the spine, through the belly all the way down until the fillet is off. I don't like doing it this way because sometimes you leave a lot of meat, but you do get a nice result most of the time. Now I'll show you the other reason why here in a second. Well, this is another reason actually. You gotta trim the rib cage off every time, and that gets pretty annoying to be perfectly honest with you. And then they'll flip it or they'll keep it the other way. I don't usually cut them this way, so I'm not super quick with it. On top of the spine again. Ooh. Whoops. Okay. I just cut through the fish. That's fine. I know how to fix it. Plus the knife I'm using isn't very long, so yeah. Then they're doing it that way. Yeah, there's a little bit of meat left on there, but I don't like doing it this way. And then there's the other problem. Trimming this off every time. Sometimes this little seam right here, it just cracks. There's nothing you can do about it. Especially if your knife isn't super sharp, you can't get all the way down to where you miss some meat. And some people are okay with that. I'm not. I don't like doing that. So this is the only fish I'm going to do this on, and I will not do it again. I showed how to do this in another video that's on my channel. If you ever want me to see to do it again, I'm not doing it. So thanks everybody, or whatever. Anyway. Oh, okay. Not this time. Great. That's my coworkers walking around. I had to let them through. Anyway, I hope everybody's really liking. No, that's not Atlantic salmon. That was Alaskan king salmon. At the place I work at, we don't carry Atlantic salmon, and we never will. I don't eat it, and I never will ever again. Unless I had no other choice and I was forced to. This is Alaskan lingcod. Probably the second best lingcod species you can eat. Please, everybody, let me get it to 100 legs. Come on. Cut around the rib, cut around the collarbone, both sides. Make sure you hold the fish right because it's kind of round. As you can see, it is kind of round. It's pretty soft and jiggly. Shut up. Get the angle right. All that. Make sure you can see the spine. Take the skin bones. Cut around the rib cage. Release the tail. So damn easy. Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate it. Please let me see if I can get up to 1,000 subscribers by the end of this stream. At the end of the stream, we're going to be doing quite a few of one type of fish, and I'll show you. Well, not quite a few. It's just a little bit for me, and I'll show you how professional cuts a lot more fish in a shorter amount of time. Leave the belly liners on. Sorry, give me 1 second. Okay. Yes, please listen to him. He's got a point. I gotta get surgery in a couple of months, so I need to be able to bring in extra income so I don't end up homeless. Because I'm not gonna live as I'm not gonna be homeless again. It's never gonna happen to me ever again. As far as I'm concerned, I'm gonna do whatever the hell I can to prevent that. Short-term homelessness, that's different because you're waiting on an apartment or something like that. But you know, homeless because you don't got another choice, that's a totally different scenario. Sometimes you're gonna see cracks like that in fish. A lot of times it's out of your control. So you can pull the meat and push the knife pull the skin and push the knife at the same time. Please make me huge on YouTube. That way I can look so swole. But no, seriously, like, I'd love to be a huge YouTuber, but like, you know, there's obviously a lot of responsibility that comes with that. Lack of privacy. People always trying to scam you out of shit and come after you. Hell yeah, thank you very much. Well, we haven't caught any halibut in a while. I thought about that. Whoa, what the hell? There we go. I don't know what happened there. The classic hot water bug. We don't really have a lot of those here. Oh, people don't really use a lot of those here. Well, they do for like pike fishing, but anyway. This is halibut. White side and the black side. You don't cut this shit like flounder. Sorry, I'm just reading the chat. Thanks, bro. Appreciate it. Can you do red snapper? Yeah, if I had some, that's easy. Give me a second. I have another fish that's a lot like red snapper here in a second. But the thing about red snapper is extremely, the meat breaks apart pretty easily, especially if the fish is kind of old. So you have to be really careful with it, but the bones can be kind of hard depending on the species that you're working with. American red snapper is really hard. Well, the bones are really hard. Hog snapper is not hard. They're kind of small. Let me think. Fish like yellowtail, that's not bad. The meat and that stuff's pretty easy to work with as long as you don't have to scale it. Queen snapper's fine. Oh boy. Mangrove snapper's really easy. I don't need to trim that. I'm trying not to be in my habit of trimming all the bones out of these things. But these are for the case and they're nice fish, so just trim the rib cage out of it. belly off, and that's it. I've never cut muskie, and I never handled anything in the pike family. But when I do, I will make a video on how to cut pike. Because in Alaska we don't have muskie. Somebody illegally introduced muskie into the wild here at one point. But tail the head. Sorry. Just cut through the skin by fish by accident. That's fine. This fish has kind of like a weird issue with its bones because they're kind of like peeling away from the meat a little bit. I'm not sure what the issue with this fish is. I'll show you. See what happened? For some reason the meat just peeled away from it. I don't know why, but it's fine. I'll show. Just give me a second. The next fish we're gonna do is rockfish, which is the same thing as. Shut up, Sal. The same thing. It's kind of the same thing as snapper, grouper, rock bass, and a lot of other types of fish. But it's not exactly the same. But you can use a lot of the same techniques to cut a lot of the same fish, but they all have their individual needs. You know, every fish is equally different. Let's put it that way.
Are you doing some of the bangkok too?
Yeah.
That's all they have?
I got one more. I got more up there. Let me rinse this first. Hold on.
And how many?
What? All right. This is rockfish. I'm not in Michigan. I'm in Alaska. Yeah, this is a yellow wire rockfish. Some people call it rock bass, but you can treat this kind of like it's grouper or snapper or some types of bass, but they're a little different. I like cheeking these. Cut around top of the lip, around it. Peel the back and pull this little chunk of meat out of here. It's kind of like a little fish nugget. There's no bones in there. All right, 84 likes. Let's get to 100. Cut around the head. Stab the armpit. Cut through the throat. Around the head. Cheek it. Point the gill plate down towards the table. Make an arrow. Pop it. And pull it. Head comes off really easily. Oh, shut up. My coworker is being a bitch. Oh, that's funny. Light? Light or red?
Red.
You don't know my fish already. Bitch. Anyway, go from tail, head to tail. Sorry, I wish I had a better, wish I had a little bit better angle for you guys here. Maybe that's gonna help a little bit. Yeah, it helps a little bit. Anyway, put down to the spine. Make sure you can see the spine all the way down, over the spine. Release the tail. Cut over the rib cage. Break the pin bones. Angle your knife into the rib cage, like that. Make sure the belly's released. Find where the little anal fin is here. It's kind of hard to see it, but you'll see it once you're cutting fish. Cut on top of it. Swipe. And that's it. And then before I go to skin it, before I move to the next side, I trim the little edge of it off so it makes it easier to skin later. And then this side, you go from tail to head. You see why you should cut the heads off first? Look how flat that is. Look how smooth that is. Look at how easy this is for me. If this can be as easy for me as it can be easy for you. Because I'm self-taught. No one taught me how to do this. Good shit. But see that? There's no meat left on those bones. Like the stream. Come on. You're watching the stream for a reason. You want to get good cutting fish, and I know I can teach you how. Over time, through a shitload of, trial and error. Scrape it to get the debris off of there. Thank you very much, everybody. Cut down to the skin. Make sure you can see the skin, but don't cut through it. Make sure you use a long, flexible knife that has a flat edge. See how flexible that is? This knife is not flexible like that. Anyway. Thanks. I never watched any YouTube videos on how to cut fish. I've always learned in the fish house. You see? There's a little bit of meat there, but that's nothing. Sometimes your knife just doesn't get it. And then you see the other side? All that white stuff, that's just the membrane that's holding the fish onto the meat. That holding the skin onto the meat, that's fine. Once you cook it, you're not going to notice it there. Trim a little bit of belly liner off of there. If you see worms, cut those out. Oh, excuse me. Line it up, and that's your rockfish fillet. And you can treat a lot of other fish almost the same way, but they're all going to be different. Like red grouper. Red grouper has something in the rib cage I call the dummy bone. And also the bones in that one don't run in a straight line. These ones do. The bones in red grouper run in kind of an arc. And the dummy bone is basically a pin bone that's behind another pin bone. And it's just there. There's like no purpose for it. I call it the dummy bone because when you're trying to cut the fish and you're just learning how to do it, you're trying to figure out what you're doing wrong because you break all the pin bones, and you just feel stupid when you're doing it because you couldn't figure out what you're trying to do wrong. You couldn't figure out what you're doing wrong. If I said that coherently, I'm cutting fish for work. I'm also doing it so I can teach people how to cut fish because I want to do that. I want to be able to make a shitload of money, and I want to be able to teach people about I don't know, fish handling education maybe. Anyway, let's cut another halibut. What time is it, Max? Oh, it's right now in Alaska. It's 6:53. Please, everybody, like the stream. I mean, don't you want to learn how to do something like this? If I had flounder, I'd cut flounder for you guys so you can show what the difference is. Because you don't cut halibut this way. And you don't cut flounder like halibut. It won't work. You think it might, but I promise you it won't. And if how fast I'm going through this halibut doesn't convince you that I already know what I'm doing, that's your loss. There's more people out there that know that want to learn what I know. Definitely not how I speak, because I sound retarded when I speak. But unlike a lot of people, I'm actually aware of it. Yeah. I'm in Alaska. tactical with it. Kind of. You can say that, sort of. I'm not sure what you meant by tactical, but that's fine. When these fish are not good, they're kind of hard to cut because the meat's kind of soft and mushy, and it doesn't want to cooperate with you because the bones will start to deform. See? All right, have a good night, bro. The collars and throats, most of the time we're gonna be selling them, but it's really late. It's late in the shift, so we're not gonna be saving them for the day. We're gonna save more of them tomorrow. For these, I'm just cutting the rib cage out. If I was cutting these specifically for a customer, I'd be cutting the pin bones out too, but I'm not worried about that. Okay. We only got a few fish left. Okay. Let's go for another type of white fish. You may be wondering to yourself, wait, that's not the meat and that's not white. Yeah, it is. Believe it or not, it is. Even though this is salmon, this fish does have white meat. It's almost night. Well, it's basically night, but the sun's still up. The reason why this fish has white meat is because certain king salmon have a genetic defect. Yep, this is king salmon. Certain king salmon have a genetic defect which is 100% natural, where they don't absorb the pigment of their natural food sources, which is krill and shrimp. Cut down the back. Anyway, you cut these just like normal salmon. It's the same animal. Open the belly. Ooh. Slippery. Ready? Oh. A little more fatty than pink kings. A little bit, yes. I notice how my knife is a lot more coated in fat when I'm cutting kings. When I'm cutting white kings. Sometimes they'll be half and halves where the meat will be a little bit pink, but that's just blood. Come on. Blood's slippery. These things are delicious. Don't throw them away like I am. But come on, let's get to 100 likes. We're almost there. If you haven't learned something from this stream and you're lying to yourself. There's some myths surrounding king salmon or white king. It's kind of like a fisherman's tale that they're eating a shitload of squid before they get caught, and that's not true. Squid doesn't really contain a color pigment of sorts. Like, subscribe, everybody, ladies and gentlemen. No, I don't want to show my face because I work in retail right now. If I show my face while I'm working in retail, I'm gonna have people coming up to me at work all the time, asking all kinds of questions. When, if I was a monetized YouTuber, I'd want you to interact with me more, on my channel. And I don't want people coming up to me and buying a bunch of stuff at my work, but they're not gonna reward me for it, because that's just how these people are. And I would like to show you my face at some point, but you gotta understand, I like having my privacy. And my girlfriend's also a young professional, so she likes having her privacy as well. I work at a fish market. It's really nice stuff. It's not actually white, it's more of a beige, off-white to pink color sometimes, but that's just how it is. You can't expect white salmon to be completely white. It cooks out pretty white, Oh yeah, turn this around. All right. The knife I'm using is a 8-inch Victorinox breaking knife, I think it's called, or slicing knife. I don't know what. Well, breaking knife. And then the other knife I'm using is a 12-inch slicing knife by Victorinox. I like the smooth edge because it slides on the meat better. Okay. We got one more halibut to cut, and then 2 more fish after that. Then I got one more type of fish I'm gonna cut for all the rest of the stream. For as long as my phone is alive. Because okay, I'm gonna start going faster now. Because I got 19% on my battery, so I want to see if I can get my fish cut by the end of the stream. All right. I didn't realize I haven't looked at my phone in quite a while. So, get out of the way. Sometimes stuff like this is fun. It's like a game to me. I just got no room on this table. Impromptu live stream challenge now. Cool. My phone's at 19%. I want to see if I can get all the fish cut by the time my phone dies. What? Whole fish or fillet?
Today.
Oh.
And then he was poking around and everything, and when he saw me, he went into the...
Oh, shit. No, I didn't catch all these fish. I'm actually doing this at work. If I caught all these fish, I'd be doing a lot of illegal fishing. Because I'd be like way over limit catching all these all at once. Man, that'll be a huge liability on my part. Oh yeah. I'm moving faster now because my phone's gonna die soon. I don't know how long this is gonna last, but I'm gonna do my very best for you. Have we gotten to 100 likes yet? Oh yeah. All right, now we got a big ugly bastard. This one's a lot softer than the other one, but that's okay. Sorry.
Going this way.
Throw it over. Mind you, everybody's still working, but I'm not clocked in, so it's okay.
Oh, yeah, right.
I'm not clocked in, seriously. I'm not clocked in, I promise.
Yeah, I know.
This is Alaskan lingcod. It's a pretty ugly fish, but it tastes good. Hey, what's the ugliest fish in Alaska, do you think? Like, ugliest food fish. What do you think the ugliest food fish in Alaska? Oh, whatever. I think it's a sculpin or a Irish lord. Those are weird. Mostly they get caught and they're given to the old folks' homes. And they just make soup out of them. All the old people eat around the bones. It's a weird fish. Yeah, it's really nice, king. Ling. I don't know why it says king. I just splashed myself in the eye. That on. Flip this over. Everybody that's watching the stream really should subscribe. I need to finish all the fish I need to cut before my phone dies. You can learn how to get fast like this if you want. All you have to do is keep watching, like and subscribe to my channel. Watch all my videos, do what you gotta do. Just don't break the bank learning how to cut fish. That's not how you do it. Like when I first started cutting fish, the only thing I was allowed to cut was rotten fish. Because it didn't matter if I screwed the fish up or not. It's going in the garbage. And also the fish are a lot harder to handle when they're really soft and old. So it's a lot harder to make it look nice. Soft fish are always harder to work with, just inherently.
Please tell me about who gets the collars.
Okay, when... Sorry, I'm trying to focus on one again. A lot of the time, we're selling the collars, but it's so late in the day that we're not going to be saving any of them right now. But I'm usually taking home king collars and king fins to barbecue at home. I've done it on live stream a few times. Same thing with the heads, but right now we're just gonna toss them away because we're gonna cut more fish tomorrow. Oh, nice. I haven't learned how to cut pork yet, but I will eventually. It's gonna take me a little bit. But that's fine. I'd like to have a homestead someday. That's kind of my end result is I want to be able to basically buy a homestead through this channel, and that'll be a really cool thing. Not buy a homestead, but start it or something like that. All right, we got one more fish, and then we're going to move on to the last one. That is going to be the most volume. Okay. We got yellow wire rockfish. Oh yeah, I take some home all the time. Cheek it. Glide through it now. Perfect. Stab, armpit, throat, round. Please everybody like and subscribe to the stream. I don't got that much more time. I didn't charge my phone all the way before I started this. So, wish me luck. I want to see if I can get, ooh, this one's going to look a little funny on the inside. The eggs in these are green. Really nasty looking. Yuck. Ew, yuck. Oh, that's nasty. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut the belly off this fish, but whatever, it's okay. Sometimes that happens, there's nothing you can do about it. No, I have not. I've never cut walleye before. I've eaten it. I'd like to be able to cut walleye. We don't have any here. If I get monetized and somebody were to send me maybe, I don't know, 20, 30 walleye or so, I'd be able to get really good at it, and I make videos on those, on how to cut them and how I prefer to eat them. Ooh, don't knock over the tripod, stupid. Just cut the belly off and toss it. Whatever. Shit happens. It just smells weird and it looks weird, so I don't want to mess around with it. And it's also paper thin, so it's not worth it. Making me hungry. Damn right. Oh yeah. You got that right, bro. Not enough people eat fish byproduct. They always eat beef and pork and chicken byproduct. They don't really use it for anything. It's just weird. Like it's not weird, but it's kind of unfair. They respect the farm animals more than they respect Mother Nature, which I think is absolutely asinine. There's a word you don't hear very often anymore. There we go. Last rockfish. Okay. Now I'm gonna go this one. Rinse this off. This, oh, I already got that. I'm doing this so the fish doesn't move around on this very much, as it's going to. And the table's kind of small. Not too many. Only a few of them. Nice and fresh though. Oh yeah. This is that good shit. Yeah, I'm not that worried about it. To be perfectly honest, I really don't care that much. I'm not hiding it for no nefarious reason. These things are super slippery. I'm not going to rinse the slime off of these because it's going to be more of a pain in the ass than it's worth. Because it's just going to create more slime. Scrape, scrape, scrape. You can see how red the meat is in these. I washed a lot of the slime out of my glove. Same thing as before, just shorter and smaller. Nice, bright, vibrant red meat. It's awesome. It's really, really slippery. Wow. Usually I'll be using a hose to spray my hand off. These do take a little bit of time, but that's okay. Please, everybody, please like and subscribe to the stream. I greatly appreciate it. You have no idea how badly I want to be monetized. Sometimes the fish don't come apart like I want it to, but you know, it's okay. Make it work. See, that didn't come off. That didn't come off perfectly, but I don't really care. Even if this was my fish, I wouldn't be mad about that. Ooh, that's slippery. Damn. Nope, these are red salmon. I already finished cutting all the kings. I finished cutting all the kings earlier.
almost a pound.
Please like, subscribe, everybody. I really appreciate it. But I wish I was able to answer more questions for everybody here. I'm just, it's not like when I'm fishing and I can see the screen the entire time. Because, you know, I'm trying to not screw up and cut myself. No matter how much you guys want me to see me cut myself. And that includes my coworkers behind me.
Oh shit.
Shut up.
Touch your finger.
You're just like, don't cut yourself, don't cut yourself, don't cut yourself. All of a sudden, oh, I just cut my finger off.
I did already.
I know, I've almost done it a couple of times. Oh shit. Saved it, almost dropped it.
First couple months I work here.
Oh yeah. I heard something about that.
No.
Sorry if I'm getting in front of the screen too much. Come on, can we get to 150 likes? I know we can do it.
What?
I'm talking to the camera. Yeah, I should be able to finish all these before my phone dies. It's only down to 13%. I thought there was more in here.
Uh-oh.
Oh, that's fine.
It's just about...
Cut some frozen tilapia for shits and giggles. Did you guys eat those?
I forgot to bring it. I was meant to bring it. Sasha and air fryer last night.
Oh, I don't want to eat that shit. Ah, shit.
You gotta eat shit sometimes, you know.
Oh no, it's okay to wash fish with fresh water before you cut them. But the reason why you don't do that with red salmon is because it creates more slime and it makes it 10 times slipperier. So you're just gonna be scraping it and getting the slime off more, so there's no point in doing it. There's no point in doing it with these fish. See? Like, I make this look easy, but this is not as easy as it looks. I promise you that. That's some beautiful shit. It's awesome. The belly is delicious on this. People ask for the bellies by themselves. I tell them no. See, one weird like obsession that I love to, one weird thing I love to do, I love to tell people no. I don't know why, but I love telling people no. Especially customers. For reasons anyone in retail would obviously understand. Looks fucking good, right? I hope everybody's night's going really well.
What's your mouth pizza around the block?
What?
What's your mouth pizza around the block?
I'm an American. This is America. Okay. This is America. Okay. How's it going there, boys? Okay. Oh, I was doing a Mr. Mackey impersonation from South Park. Well, it's not that I should sharpen my knife, and obviously I need to, but these fish are also extremely slippery, which is completely normal for salmon. Slippery bitches. Ha! My glove is also getting kind of coated in slime too, so it's a little bit harder to hold on to the fish. Come on, little bastard. That's because my hand kept slipping. Sorry, I had to wash my glove there real quick. Even though it was kind of hard to get it off of there, you know, don't fret. Just keep doing what you got to do. Get the other side, tail to head. Does anybody have any questions for me concerning what I'm doing? Stupid. Well, I'm about to show you guys something here real quick. This little bone here, it's gonna happen to everybody. I'll show you how to take that off. It's not hard. I just don't like doing it because I know whenever I do that, that means I screwed up a little bit. That's okay. Everybody does it. You basically want to cut just under them. Put your hand on top of it, and just cut. And just put a little bit of pressure up. Damn. I know there's a lot of damn noise. Just trim it off like that. I know it doesn't look graceful, and it's not.
It's part of your legs.
Like even the table feels more slippery just doing that. It is 7:21 p.m. right now. I'm not washing these with water because it takes some of the color out of the meat. Like with halibut and cod and rockfish, you can do that because it's white fish. White fish is almost required to do that. But salmon, you only do that when you need to. Even the small scales that get stuck on the meat, I mean, no one ever complains about that. That little bit of bruise in there, that's just from blood that's settled into the spine. It's fine, nothing wrong with that. That's just bruising, so that means this fish got dropped from pretty considerable height at one point. My favorite fish to eat is called cobia. C-O-B-A-I. Very meaty fish. Kind of, the meat resembles swordfish in a very distant way. If you just grill it with if you grill it with pepper, you just grill it with a shitload of salt and a shitload of black pepper and some salt. It tastes kind of like steak. Delicious. The next one after that is triggerfish, and then it's after that it's Arctic char. Probably the derpiest of the salmon family. I have a video on that too. That shit was amazing. That fish looked a little more bruised up, but it's whatever. How's it going, everybody? You live for trout? You love trout? I like trout too. Trout's pretty good. It gets kind of boring up here a little bit because we only have like 3 kinds of trout here besides steelhead. I got 9% left in my battery, so we're good. Might just cut a few more of these until my phone dies. We'll see. Please, I want everybody that's watching the stream to like it and subscribe. I really appreciate it. You have no idea how much it would mean to me for me to get monetized. I know my voice doesn't sound super enthusiastic right now, but I'm also cutting fish and I'm at work. So I'm around the public. I can't get too enthusiastic like I want to because I can get pretty off the wall. Like you have no idea. I smoke fish all the time at work, at home. We don't smoke fish here at work. We don't do that. Yeah, the company I work for, we don't smoke fish here. We sell products like that. I know I do, but I'm on the last fish. Well, I might. Yeah, I'll probably have to cut more halibut. But we'll see. It is getting kind of late, and my girlfriend wants. I know my girlfriend wants me to come home, so that way we can eat dinner and snuggle. Oh, that sounds so nice right now. Not super late here, but still. Yeah, look at my glove. See all the slime and stuff that's stuck in there? That's half the reason why I can't grip onto stuff very well. Okay. Now that I do have a little bit of slip, but not much. That slipped right out of my hand. The only problem I have with these Victorinox knives is, after they get to a certain point, it's kind of hard to keep an edge on them. But when you first buy them, holy shit, they're amazing. And you can keep putting edges on these things, just so they don't last as long as I wish they would. Now, you can put a damn good edge on one, but yeah, I don't like using Dexter Russell knives because the edge is good, but the edge doesn't last long at all. Like that shit, I can cut maybe 2 tuna with it, and then I have to resharpen the knife completely. It's just stupid. Or if I cut like 6 or 8 rockfish or something, I gotta resharpen the knife like completely. I've already cut 5, and plus all the other fish. I mean, I can cut fish way faster than I am right now, but I'm not worried about that. No, this is not Chilean salmon. This is sockeye. This is the real deal. We don't do Chilean here. No, I live in Alaska. We don't do that. We don't really do Chilean raised salmon here. Otherwise, I like to call it plastic salmon. That fake ass shit. Oh boy. Yeah, that's part of it. Let me show you all the fish that we cut, and I'll show you what we did here. Take all the gloves off. Oh, okay. Do I go fishing? Yeah, I go fishing all the time. Cobia sashimi is good. I've never had cobia sashimi. Cobia steaks are really good. I've been to Florida before, yeah. That's where I've had cobia. That's where the majority of the cobia I've had is. There is farm-raised cobia that I've had in the past. Yeah, that's the white king right here. King salmon with white meat. Halibut fillets. Lingcod or what's left of it. Rockfish or what's left of it. And then this is somebody's order for halibut. They're gonna get it vacuum packed here in a little bit. But does anybody have any more questions for me? Oh, I'm not telling you the company name. They don't pay me for advertising. I'm not telling nobody the company name where I work. They'd have to pay me dearly to advertise anywhere because they don't pay me nothing now. So, nothing relatively speaking. I'm not afraid to tell them that because I've told them that many times, and I'll tell them that now. And I'm telling all of you that now too. How can you not get chili and salmon off your menu? Can you talk to your GM and tell me he's a fucking idiot if he keeps keeping that shit on the menu? Besides, like, I don't advertise for people if I'm not going to benefit from it. I'm not stupid. I know you want some great looking food. You just have to understand, like, these people need to pay me before they can start doing me like that. They're not paying me enough as it is. That's part of the reason why I started a YouTube channel. Yeah, if you just joined or scrolling by, sockeye salmon, halibut, yellow eye rockfish, ling cod, and white king. There was some red king here, but I gave it to the girls out front. Thanks, Platinum. I greatly appreciate it. I have to get surgery in the next couple of months, so I need to get monetized as soon as possible. I have to get neck surgery, so I'm going to be out for about 6 weeks in a neck brace. Thank you very much. So I guess DJ, you're in Atlanta. If you can't, I mean, I don't really. If you're in Atlanta, I see you having a very hard time getting Atlantic salmon off your menu, because Alaskan salmon is just too hard to get off a menu. It's just too hard to get onto a menu because the sparse availability outside of season, and eat Africa. Pompano is good to eat. I like that shit. That's good. That's good stuff. We have farm raised pompano. I've caught a lot of pompano in the past. Pompano is not hard. The wild pompano and the farm raised pompano are a little different, but yeah. Oh, cool. Yep, I gotta get surgery on. I gotta get surgery on number 6. It's ruptured, and it sucks because I woke up with shearing pain in my arm, and I look at my arm. The veins swollen up back like behind my arm. I didn't know it was a nerve. I thought I was having a heart attack. You know, I will fillet a goldfish in the future. I wanna make a video on it that's more of a joke, but at the same time I want to cut goldfish because I want to eat it. I want to see what a real giant fat monster goldfish tastes like, because it's in the same family as carp. But yeah, back to what I was saying to DJ. Atlantic salmon is going to be very hard to get off your menu because it's just so easy and cheap to get a hold of. And fresh Alaskan salmon is only available from, well, besides Winter Kings, but there's just not enough to go around. It's only available from like late May to mid-September. That's pretty much the entire main run salmon season in Alaska. Does anybody have any questions for me before we get off? I got 4% here left over. My girlfriend's waiting for me at home right now, so I know she's waiting for me. There's 100 and some of you still here, so I'll wait for a little bit. I just want you to know that I really appreciate everybody coming out and watching my stream again. And there's a lot more fish in the sea and a whole lot more that needs to be cut. So you're damn right I'm going to be doing more of these. I love doing these. These are fun. These are almost as fun as fishing and cooking. It's pretty cool. But am I going to do the nasty? Sure, why not? No, this room is not climate controlled. But these fish were not outside of a fridge for very long, so it's all right. Are you doing net caught pompano or line caught pompano? Because I know down around the Gulf they do a lot of net caught. I actually do kind of gotta go. I gotta clean this shit up. Anyway. If I knew where a seafood convention is, I would. Net caught, okay, that makes sense. There's nothing wrong with those. They're just their heads are kind of big on them, but there's nothing wrong with them. They still taste good. But anyway, I need to go. Have a good night, everybody. Bye bye.